Hey guys, you're watching Boondocking with Dennis. In case you haven't noticed, it's a rainy day in Rockport, Texas. My YouTube feed last night and this morning was just a mess of Elvis Presley videos and especially in the shorts part of YouTube. Clips of him singing his comeback special, black and white when he was younger. And at the end they would all say, happy birthday, Elvis. So I was like, oh man, I missed Elvis's birthday. It looks like a perfectly new deck. And I don't know why it's there. Maybe they fish off of it, but it's a blank lot across the street. But they spend time on that deck. So whenever I drive down Water Street here in Rockport, people always ask me, what is that? What is this here? This is Hunt's Castle. I don't know if any of the signs here say Hunt's Castle, but that is Hunt's Castle, as seen through the crack in my windshield. I have my microphone. Where's my microphone? Right up there on my handicap placard, on my visor. Keep it off my coat so you guys get less scratching sounds. Back to Elvis. So happy birthday, Elvis. I liked Elvis a lot when I was younger. To me, there was two Elvises that I liked. Young, cool Elvis. We saw him in the movies growing up. Elvis that served in the army. Spent some time in Texas. Spent some time in Germany. And then kind of heavy-set jumpsuit Elvis, He could still sing, but it was almost like an Elvis parody to me. And I know there's Elvis fans out there. I'm an Elvis fan. I also don't like Elvis Presley. I like Elvis Presley, and I don't like Elvis Presley. Good morning, ducks. It's a nice day for ducks. Really misty out over the water. Not really foggy here in the land. It's just raining pretty good. So my connection to Elvis is man, my thoughts are like a handful of nuts, and you just scatter them and all the squirrels come in and start eating them. I lose track of each individual nut. I'm watching all these videos thinking Elvis, how old would have Elvis been, and that type of thing. And another thought hit me, and I checked online. Elvis was born on January 8th. There's an egret. There's an egret. Can you see the little white bird? He's not little. He's a good size, actually. Good morning, Mr. Egret. Egrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. And I watched Elvis sing a bunch of songs. One of my favorite Elvis songs that Elvis covered, Poke Salad Annie. Poke Salad Annie, na-na-na-na. Gator got your granny. I really liked, man, I am drawing a blank on the original artist that covered that song. Joe was his middle name. And, wow. I listened to it like 5 times yesterday. Really good versions of it on YouTube. And I really like the Elvis live version where he lets his bass player go crazy. His bass player does an awesome bass. And I remember having a Elvis live at Madison Square Garden, like a box set, and that version of the song was on it. and very talented. Elvis got some of the best musicians in the world. It's really raining. More ducks. But my connection to Elvis, man, my left arm is soaked, would be that later in life, through martial arts, I met Elvis's stepbrother, who, when Elvis's dad got remarried after Elvis's mother passed away, my friend David Stanley, a friend, I mean, I like David, an acquaintance, let's say an acquaintance. David Stanley moved in with his mom and his brother Billy. And David, I met at numerous martial arts things. We had mutual friends. Years ago, he stayed at my house, I believe for 2 nights when he was in the area. It was Sean Kelley, David Stanley, and Bill Superfoot Wallace. And David has several Elvis books out, and I've read a few of them, and they're very good. It gives you some unique perspectives on Elvis. And when Dave was older, he would tour with Elvis and became an Elvis bodyguard. Dave's a pretty big guy, and he studied martial arts. Some of you may know Elvis studied martial arts. And if you've ever seen him play the acoustic guitar with the martial art crest on it, that was a type of martial art that I studied many, many years ago called Kempo. Kenpo, Kempo Karate. And one of Elvis's bodyguards was Ed Parker, and he founded Kempo. And Ed Parker was also the villain in one of the old Pink Panther, Peter Sellers movies. He was the bad guy that was after Peter Sellers, and he comes in, he breaks a desk in half with a karate chop. Those are very entertaining movies. But also, like, David's view on Elvis was also as, you know, he met him when he was a young teen, lived in Graceland, so he really idolized Elvis as an older brother. And basically still, Dave does a lot of things. He's a good writer, talented speaker, but really still making a living from Elvis. I mean, you know, it's his past experiences. There's nothing wrong with that. But another friend of mine, Dave Hebler, is a 10th degree martial artist, and he was an Elvis bodyguard. And it is neat to see these old clips. Just a little bit of flooding going on here, of Elvis on stage, and you'll see Dave Hebler and David Stanley just on the sidelines or coming out to grab someone that was trying to get on stage, or particularly when Elvis was going from the building to the limo, or the limo to a hotel. You know, it was just really neat. And I'm still in touch with them from time to time. They're good guys. I've had some friends that had dealings with Elvis. My friend Frank Trejo, who passed away. My friend Huck Polanis. They all have really good Elvis stories. My friend Huck is real familiar with guns. He can make his own guns. He can make his own pistols and makes his own knives by hand. And he had a story of Elvis asked him his opinion of these revolvers. They were in a wooden case in velvet, and 2 really fancy revolvers. And Huck gave him his honest opinion and said, you know, Elvis, these sure are pretty, but I wouldn't fire them if I were you. They were made to look good. They're basically pretty junk. They'd probably backfire into your face. You know, the way this is made, it's not going to last. The way this is made, just keep them. Don't ever even try to fire them. And Elvis said, okay, and put them away. And they all hung out and talked. And Elvis left the room. And one of the guys there told Huck, hey, you idiot, he was giving them to you as a gift. Like, do you know what those guns would be worth today? Phew. My friend Dave Hebler was given a car by Elvis. And then when Elvis just gave people cars. Here's the keys. That's your car now. Well, he didn't give out paperwork. So my friend Dave Hebler had this really nice Cadillac and drove it for years. It was his car. And when Elvis died, Elvis's father, Vernon, took the cars back from people. They were still in Elvis's name, and Dave's car is in the Elvis Museum in Graceland that Lisa Marie now owns. So they all have pretty neat Elvis stories. But it's just a rainy day here, guys. I went to the laundromat and it was crowded. I went to go into Walmart and it was crowded. So I think what I'm going to do is try the library next. I have some things to do online. But it might just be a good day to get organized and get caught up on some sleep. So that's about all you can do, or all I can do when I'm boondocking. I was going to run into Wally World and get some groceries and make a little cooking video, but it is absolutely mobbed. And I'm not sure why. I should have went in at 6 o'clock this morning, and I waited too late. Same thing with the laundromat. So tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock, I'll probably run into Walmart real quick and then try the laundromat before it gets too busy. Maybe there's a lot of campers, RVers, and people at campgrounds that decided the same thing I did today. Let's just get our laundry done and get our inside stuff done today. And it's supposed to be nice tomorrow. Well, I didn't look up a joke again. I kind of suck. But to quote the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, thanks for riding along today. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much. Are you lonesome tonight?